Aisha, a 12-year-old girl, sat in the darkness of her little home. The storm outside howled like a wounded beast, shaking the wooden windows. Her mother lay sick on the bed, shivering under a thin blanket. They had no food left, no money, and only one candle to keep the darkness away. That candle was their last bit of light, their last bit of hope. She had always heard that when a candle burns out, the darkness wins. And she wondered, was that true for life as well? Would their struggles never end? Was this storm going to be the final blow? Just then, the candle flickered violently. A strong gust of wind seeped through the cracks in the wall. Aisha gasped. If the flame died, they'd be in total darkness. Aisha quickly cupped her hands around the weak flame, protecting it from the wind. She couldn't let it die. It was all they had left. It was a symbol that their life still had a little bit of light, a little bit of hope. And she realized maybe that's what life was all about, holding on to hope even when the storm tries to blow it away. The night was long. The storm raged on. But Aisha never let go. She guarded the candle like a warrior protects a kingdom. And when the morning light finally broke through the clouds, she smiled. The candle had lasted, just like her hope, and something inside her changed forever. Sometimes life will test us. The storm will be strong, and the darkness will seem endless. But as long as we keep our flame of hope alive, we will find our way through. Story 2, The Man Who Planted Trees, The Power of Patience. In a barren land where nothing grew, an old man named Ravi walked every day, scattering seeds into the dry, cracked soil. People laughed at him. "Why are you wasting your time? Nothing will grow here," they said. But Ravi only smiled. "Not today," he whispered, "but someday." And he kept planting. Years passed. The sun burned hotter, the rains were few, and yet, Ravi never stopped. Each morning he would walk for miles carrying seeds in his hands, dropping them gently into the earth. He watered them when he could. He spoke to them as if they were his own children. Then one morning, after years of silence, there it was, a tiny green sprout breaking through the dry land. Then another. And another. People stared in disbelief. How was this possible? 20 years later, the same land that was once dry and lifeless had transformed into a beautiful green forest. Birds returned, rivers flowed, and children played under the shade of trees. And Ravi? He simply smiled and said, "You only see the trees now, but I saw them long before they were born." Big changes don't happen overnight. They happen with patience, effort, and belief. Keep planting your seeds. Someday they will grow. Story 3, The Two Wolves, A Lesson in Strength. A young boy, Aryan, sat beside his grandfather near a warm fire. The old man gazed into the flames and said, "Inside every person, there are two wolves constantly fighting." Aryan's eyes widened. Two wolves? What do they fight over? The grandfather smiled and continued. One wolf is full of darkness, anger, jealousy, fear, and hatred. The other is full of light, love, kindness, courage, and hope. These two wolves fight every day, inside your heart, inside my heart, inside every person in the world. The boy thought for a moment, then asked, "Which wolf wins?" The grandfather looked at him gently and said, "The one you feed." That night, Aryan lay awake, thinking. He remembered the times he had let anger control him, the times he had doubted himself. Had he been feeding the wrong wolf all along? The next day, when someone teased him, he took a deep breath and chose not to react with anger. He had made a choice, to feed the wolf of kindness instead. Every day we make a choice. Which wolf will you feed? Feed your mind with positivity and you will become strong.